So you've probably heard the phrase, accept the person, not the behavior. Now that sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? But most people actually don't live it. We do the opposite. We either accept the behavior and ignore the damage it's doing, or we reject the person altogether because we can't stomach the behavior. And now here's the thing. People are not their behaviors. Behaviors are just patterns, learned, inherited, and then repeated, often shaped by things like fear, trauma, or confusion. So when you say things like, that's just who they are, no, that's just who they have become, based on how they have been coping. And if you collapse a person into their behavior, you've already stripped them of the space to change, expand, and grow in general. So let me bring this closer to home. Maybe it's someone in your life who's short-tempered, avoidant, passive-aggressive, or just plain reactive. Now you can acknowledge the impact of that behavior. You can even set some boundaries around it. But you don't need to reject the person to deal with the behavior. Because if you can see them beyond their patterns, you give them something that most people don't. You know what that is? Legitimacy. And in ontology, that there is the most powerful place that change can come from. When someone feels seen and not judged, not criticized, they're more open and more likely to shift, to actually do the work. And now let's not forget, you've probably needed this opportunity as well. There've been moments when your behavior didn't reflect your values, where your fear came out sideways in a polluted kind of way, where your worst habits took the wheel and the driving seat. Now, you didn't want to be reduced to criticism and judgment, right? You didn't want to be rejected and criticized as a whole because of a certain behavioral pattern that comes up in certain isolated contexts or situations. So don't do it to others. Accept the person, challenge the behavior, hold both. And that's how you lead. That's how you become more receptive. That's how you grow without turning into a doormat or a dictator. Because if all you do is reject, basically you become part of the problem. But if you separate from the behavior, or separate the behavior from the being, you give the person a shot at becoming something new, being something new. And maybe, just maybe, you're going to give yourself that same chance as well. Take what you will.